Hello and welcome to LMU Community TV News. I'm Ashley Hurley. Thank you for joining us. Tennessee fugitive Rick James Brock appeared before a Laurel County judge on Tuesday. 51-year-old Brock pled guilty to resisting arrest, assault, and escape. Brock was located and arrested last Thursday night following a tip that led to his brother's home in London, Kentucky. 51-year-old Brock was wanted by the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office and the TBI for 4 counts of rape of a child and 4 counts of aggravated assault with a firearm. Information was gathered about his whereabouts, and they found him hiding in Mark Reisnick's home behind a refrigerator and panels. Reisnick allegedly told deputies, though, that his brother was not hiding in his residence. When arrested and while being processed at the Laurel County Sheriff's Office, Brock allegedly assaulted an officer and then attempted to escape and had to be physically subdued to end the altercation. In addition to the charges already against him, Brock was also charged in Kentucky and also included assault on a police officer and third-degree escape. 45-year-old Reisnick, Brock's brother, who was allegedly hiding him out in his residence, was charged with hindering a prosecution or apprehension in the second degree and resisting arrest. Both subjects are lodged in the Laurel County Detention Center. Sheriff David Ray of the Claiborne County Sheriff's Office stated that officers did go to Laurel County last Friday to determine extradition proceedings for Brock. Also involved in his capture were U.S. Marshals and the Kentucky State Police. Brock is now waiting to be brought back to Tennessee, where he is facing multiple charges. A Harrogate man indicted late last year for alleged threats against a Middlesboro church and others was released on bond late last week. 36-year-old David Brandon Lunsford was arrested on September 18th. Lunsford was booked into the Bell County Detention Center on September 19th and had remained incarcerated there since that time, held on a full cash bond of $25,000. He made that bond last Thursday. Lunsford was indicted on 3 counts: second-degree terroristic threatening, third-degree terroristic threatening, and harassing communications. According to earlier reports, Lunsford was arrested after allegedly making threats against a local pastor, church, and school on his Facebook page. According to the Bell County Circuit Court Clerk's Office, the conditions of his release include no contact with the victims by use of electronic means, social media, or the internet. He must stay at least 500 feet away from Pastor Boyd Bingham and his family, Binghamtown Church, and Gateway Christian School. Lunsford was released to home incarceration at a residence in Harrogate, which includes electronic monitoring. He was ordered not to appear in Kentucky except for court hearings, attorney visits, or doctor visits. Lunsford is scheduled to appear next in Bell County Circuit Court on February 15th. The first big snowfall of 2016 not only crippled the East Coast, but it closed the main campus here at Lincoln Memorial University and several extended sites. We sat down with Director of Campus Safety Operations, who explained to us what one of the biggest advantages was prior to that snow.
The biggest advantage that we have is that we meet before it hits. That's the biggest thing. For example, before we had this big snowstorm, we met with maintenance, of course, the Vice President of Administration, with I forget the gentleman's name that runs the cafeteria down at the Student Center, and we had several other key personnel. We had a meeting as to how we wanted this thing to play out. The biggest thing, of course, were road conditions and sidewalks, because we're concerned about the safety of everybody on campus. And then based on that, we had to decide which roads needed to be blocked off and what we were going to do to try to maintain the campus as accessible yet safe as possible. The one really that carried the brunt of the weight was Rodney Cochran with maintenance. They did an outstanding job. They had some heavy machinery in, moving the snow out of the way, of course, putting up signage to try to keep people from getting injured. I think as of right now, we've only had some minor injuries. The biggest one, we had one of the maintenance workers that fell and ended up hitting his head pretty hard. But outside of that, all things considered, went pretty smooth.
The main campus was closed from Wednesday through Friday, while extended sites like the Duncan School of Law and the Cedar Bluff site reopened on regular schedule Friday. As the main campus closed, that didn't necessarily mean, though, that students were closed up and couldn't get out and about. Activities were set up through clubs, and many even turned to outside activities to keep them busy. Next week, 4 students from right here at Lincoln Memorial University will be traveling to Washington, D.C. to take place in several events. Students Lindsay Helton of Middlesboro, Carrie Orrick of La Follette, Jacob Sweat of Pikeville, Tennessee, and Justin Fugit of Rogersville, Tennessee will be singing the Battle Hymn of the Republic on Friday, February 12th at the Lincoln Memorial. Before that, on Thursday, February 11th, the students will sing at the Military Order of the Loyal Legion of the United States Black Tie event. Lincoln Memorial University President B. James Dawson, Vice President of University Advancement Cynthia Witt, Assistant Vice President Dr. Evelyn Smith, Abraham Lincoln Library and Museum Director Thomas Mackey, Director of Alumni Services Sheila Cosby, and her husband Marty will all be in attendance. An alumni event is scheduled to take place in Alexandria, Virginia for February 11th. LMU alumnus Marty Cosby and Congressman John Duncan's wife and LMU staff member Lynn Duncan will carry the LMU flag as Dr. Dawson places the wreath on the memorial on February 12th. If you are a parent and you are interested in J. Frank White Academy, the school will be hosting a preview day on Monday, February 15th. The morning will kick off at 8:15 that morning with an information session followed by a class preview and lunch for prospective students. Parents and guardians will be given an opportunity to meet administrators, teachers, and review the curriculum. There must be at least one parent or guardian in attendance, and the application fees will be waived for all attendees. J. Frank White Academy is accredited by the Southern Association of Colleges and Schools. Students enjoy small-size classes, a dedicated and caring faculty, and access to LMU's library, arena, science labs, dining halls, and other facilities. Since the founding of the Academy in 1989, the school has had a 100% college placement rate. The school offers a tiered tuition structure with inclusive rates that include a meal plan and tablets as supplemental learning tools for each student. The rates vary by grade level. Each student can also earn up to 30 hours of college credit prior to graduation with no additional fees. Advance reservations can be obtained by calling Chris Campbell at 423-869-6452. Coming up after the break, a milestone was celebrated on campus this week. To find out what the community honored, keep it right here on LMU Community TV News.
I come from a big family. I'm the oldest of 6. To me, being the first person to go to college, it's like setting a standard, you know? My little brother is 8 years old now. I challenge his curiosity. I challenge him to dream. I have to paint a picture for him that he can look up to and live up to and possibly be better than. My name is Jaquez, and I am your dividend.
Todd's a great guy. I mean, look at him. What a sweetheart. Attaboy. Wait, Todd, what are you doing? How totally selfish and un-Todd-like of you. Come on, Todd. Come on, man.
Dare you. I dare you to change the world. Yeah, you. That college education.
I dare you to be somebody important.
Be a teacher or a reality TV star.
Dare you to stand up here.
To call the shots.
To be a role model.
An inspiration. An innovator.
To be a teacher.
You can change my life. Make me excited about science like you.
Have a career that really means something.
Then do it.
I dare you.
Hey, look, it's those guys. Are you good to drive?
I'm fine.
How many did you have?
I should be fine.
You should be.
Go and step out of the vehicle for me.
See ya, buddy. Good luck.
So turns out, buzz driving and drunk driving, they're the same thing, and it costs around $10,000. So not worth it.
Welcome back. Medical students at Lincoln Memorial University DeBusk College of Osteopathic Medicine are helping raise awareness for the American Heart Association. Osteopathic medical students and physician assistant students gathered in the shape of a heart on the hill in front of LMU DCOM on February 3rd to promote American Heart Month. Through February, students will be hosting several events in the area to raise awareness of the importance of maintaining a healthy heart. DCOM is an authorized training center for the American Heart Association. Friday, February 5th, students will be at the New Tazewell Walmart from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock performing wellness checks that include screenings for body mass index and blood pressure. The student-led DCOM Community Wellness Program will join with the American Heart Association Training Center to teach students cardiopulmonary resuscitation in various schools throughout Claiborne County. The program, which has been active since October 2015, has trained and certified 250 area students that include students at Claiborne and Cumberland Gap High Schools in CPR. The National Council of State Boards of Nursing released in January that the class of 2015 Bachelor of Science in Nursing at the Kaler School of Nursing earned the highest pass rate of any nursing school degree in East Tennessee. Students in the Bachelor of Science in Nursing program at LMU received a 96.39% pass rate on the National Council Licensure Examination for registered nurses, far exceeding the national average 84.51% and the Tennessee average of 88.95%. Tennessee students in LMU's Associate of Science in Nursing program earned a 92.11% pass rate, also exceeding the national average of 82%. For ASN students taking the NCLEX RN, the NCLEX RN exam tests knowledge, skills, abilities, and competencies essential to being a practicing nurse. It is the licensing exam for registered nurses. Nursing is the largest undergraduate major at LMU. Enrollment in the CSON has increased exponentially in the last few years as new programs and concentrations have been added. The CSON offers a variety of options to meet nurses' career goals, including the Associate of Science in Nursing, the Bachelor of Science in Nursing, the RN, BSN, the Master of Science in Nursing, and the Doctor of Nursing Practice. Wednesday night during the Lincoln Memorial University basketball games, the community was invited out to enjoy the game but also celebrate Tex Turner Arena's 25th anniversary. At halftime of the men's game, Lincoln Memorial celebrated the 25th anniversary of the first basketball game ever played at Tex Turner Arena, which was on February 2nd, 1991. During that game, the Rail Splitters and Lady Rail Splitters hosted Alabama Huntsville for a hoops doubleheader. In a twist of fate, while the celebration was taking place, the Rail Splitters celebrated their 250th all-time win within the confines of Tex Turner Arena. Under the lead of Coach Josh Schertz, the Rail Splitters are a 108-12 inside Tex Turner Arena in the coach's 7.5 years leading the team. The arena replaced the Mary Marsh Gymnasium, which had been the home of LMU basketball since 1948. Tex Turner is 87,000 square feet with over 5,000 seats, with another 1,000 portable seats for events such as graduations. The arena is also used for practice facilities by other teams such as soccer, lacrosse, baseball, and softball teams. The arena was named after former LMU football and basketball standout B. Frank Tex Turner, who donated funds for its construction. Work on the multi-million-dollar facility began on May 7, 1988, and on February 2, 1991, the first games were held inside the facility. The Knoxville Opera held their abbreviated performance of Humperdinck's Hansel and Gretel this past Tuesday with 2 showings inside the Sam and Sue Mars Performing Arts Center inside Duke Hall. The program included a 35-minute staged and costume performance in English with the beloved story of the 2 children whose goodness triumph over the evil witch. The performances were followed by a question and answer session, and the audience was invited on stage to take photos with the performance at the close of the event. The high energy and entertaining presentation is part of the Knoxville Opera's extensive community outreach initiative that is aimed at introducing opera to new audiences. The program was free and was open to the public. LMU Chairman O.V. Pete DeBusk and his wife Cindy sponsored the event. A furry face is the perfect addition for any family, and each week we bring you adoptable pups from the Claiborne Animal Shelter. These furry faces are available for adoption at the shelter, so let's show off this week's pet of this week in hopes of finding their forever family and home. Following your pet of the week, stick around for your sports update with Adam Haley. Today, Liza from the Claiborne Animal Shelter has brought with her Brandy. So tell us a little bit about Brandy.
Well, Brandy is about a year old.
Okay.
And she's house trained and she's spayed. And right now she's really nervous. She's got stage fright. And she was an owner surrender. So we're not really sure why the people brought her into the shelter. Usually it's because they can't take care of them anymore.
Right.
But she's as you can see, she's a very laid back little dog. She's very quiet. She's a little scared. She just got moved to a different kennel at the shelter. She's been moved to our adoption floor. Right. You're ready to go home. She loves to give kisses. And maybe she'll give you a kiss too, if you're lucky.
Probably.
She's got a little stubby tail.
Okay.
Like a boxer.
She's got a very soft coat.
Yes, she does. And she's really a sweet little girl. I think from the way she's acting right now, I'd say that she could go into a home where people give her some time to get used to the place, get used to being around people. You know, we don't know what kind of situation she came from, so she might be a little bit scared.
Okay.
Right? You're really, really ready to love someone.
Okay, how long has she been with the shelter?
We've had her for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
So she's had, of course, all her shots, and she's had her flea treatment, and she'll be microchipped before she goes home.
Okay.
So she's a sweet girl, and I'm really in love.
Okay.
Give everybody your best look now.
Yes.
There you
go.
There you go. Yeah.
So what would the typical family need to be like for her to, you know, acclimate to?
I'd say older children who would understand that she needs time to get used to the family. And I would guess that after she does get used to the family, she would be somebody that would enjoy going on a walk. She'd need a fenced yard. Right now, going on a walk, she gets down on her belly and kind of slithers. So I think she would get past that, though.
Yeah.
After she's not scared.
Walks are good.
Yeah.
Walks are
So just a family that would respect her shyness and her need to really get used to the family and feel trust in them.
Okay.
And I think, you know, they'd have to take her out to go potty because she is potty trained.
Okay.
Right? And see, she's already feeling better just being sitting here with us.
Yeah. So how would a family go about adopting Miss Brandy?
Well, we have an online adoption application at claiborneanimalshelter.com. And then, or they can come in and meet her and bring the family. We do recommend that they bring the family along. If you have other dogs, bring the other dogs along.
Okay.
And meet her, and then the adoption fee is $150.
Okay.
But that would be covering that she's completely up to date on her shots, she's spayed, and she'll be microchipped. And you get a wonderful, wonderful new friend for your family.
Yes.
It has to be a family that loves doggy kisses.
Yes, because she's given you a lot. I don't think she likes the taste of my makeup.
That's right. I don't wear any, so.
Yeah. All right, so
that's it.
Yeah.
It has to be a family that doesn't wear makeup.
There you go. So don't wear makeup if you want Brandy. All right, so if you want to make Brandy a part of your family, go online or go visit the Claiborne Animal Shelter and see if you want to take this sweet little girl home with you today.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
They said a bottle was just a bottle. That no one would ever notice me. But I knew I could be more. That one day, I would make people smile.
College. It can seem a million miles away. But what if you could get help with your tuition expenses? Get help filling out all those applications and finding a major that fits. All of a sudden, the impossible becomes possible. Visit collegefortn.org today. College. You can get there from here.
I'm Jenny Garth, and as a mother of 3, I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. But here in America, that is a real worry for 1 in 5 children. This is unacceptable, and something Feeding America is working to solve. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States, including yours. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org. Together, we can solve hunger. Together, we're Feeding America.
Welcome back. The LMU basketball team celebrated the 25th anniversary of the opening of Tex Turner Arena Wednesday night when they played host to Brevard. The LMU women went into the day tied for 3rd place in the conference, while Brevard was still looking for their first conference win of the season. The Tornadoes hit the opening shot of the game before going ice cold. Brevard only shot 14% in the first quarter, and LMU led 13-4. The second quarter started better for Brevard as Lindsey Crisp hit back-to-back three-pointers to bring the Tornadoes back to within 6 before LMU finished the half on a 16-10 run to lead at the break 32-20. The Lady Railsplitters came out of the break on fire, outscoring Brevard in the third 29-12 and again in the fourth 20-12 on their way to an 81-44 victory. Shea Coker led LMU with 17 points, and 12 of the 19 Lady Railsplitters who hit the floor scored in the game. With the win, the ladies moved to 13-7 overall and 10-5 in conference play. They are alone in 3rd place in the conference, 1 game back of Newberry. The LMU men were going in for history Wednesday night when they played Brevard. A win would not only give the Railsplitters their 250th win in Tex Turner, it would also give LMU the best start in South Atlantic Conference history. Brevard led the game for the first 2 minutes before a Jalen Steele 3 put LMU up for good. The Tornadoes kept it close, never trailing by more than 11. LMU led at the break 36-25. The second half, however, was very different. LMU used the first 10 minutes of the second half to go on a 36-5 run before running away from Brevard 88-55. Jarrell Simmons led LMU with 16 points. With the win, LMU improved to 19-2 overall and 15-0 in conference, which again is the best start by any team in South Atlantic Conference history. Both teams will be back out on the road this weekend when they'll travel to Wingate, North Carolina to face the Bulldogs of Wingate University. The women's game will tip off at 2 p.m. with the men's game scheduled to start at 4 p.m. LMU Sports Network coverage will start at 1:40 p.m. on 91.3 FM WLMU. The LMU baseball, softball, and men's lacrosse seasons all start this weekend. The LMU baseball team will be on the road for a 3-game set with the Pacers of USC Aiken. Game 1 is scheduled for Friday at 4 p.m. The LMU softball team is also on the road this weekend. They're in Savannah, Georgia for the Pirate Classic. They'll face conference foe Catawba College on Saturday morning, and then they'll face Armstrong Saturday afternoon and again on Sunday. The LMU men's lacrosse team will start their season at home on Saturday when they'll take on Emmanuel from the Conference Carolinas. That game will start at 1 p.m. and will be covered by the LMU Sports Network with live streaming video. To follow all these games with either live stats or live video, go to LMURailsplitters.com. Also coming up this weekend is Super Bowl 50 between the Denver Broncos and the Carolina Panthers. Denver will be looking for their 3rd Super Bowl championship in their 8th try, while Carolina will be looking for their 1st Super Bowl championship in their 2nd try. Kickoff is set for 6:30 p.m. on Sunday in Santa Clara, California. The game will be televised by CBS. Now that's all for sports this weekend, but stay tuned. Joseph Lewis and Tyler Rowlett will be here after the break to let you know what movies are being released this weekend and what concerts are happening around the area when we return to LMU Community TV News.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
They said I have troll teeth.
That my voice sounded like a possessed baby doll.
That no one would ever love someone as stupid as me.
That I was fat, ugly,
Disgusting.
The effect of bullying is potent.
We will no longer be the silent majority.
Now, when you see online bullying, there's something you can do about it.
We're gonna take action with the I.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness.
I am a witness, and so are you.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Me and my boy Matt had it good. He had catnip that was off the hook. But one day, he brings a girl home, and she's allergic to cats. Every sneeze was a nail in my coffin. Now I'm in a shelter. It's decent, but they don't even have Wi-Fi.
Hello, I'm Joseph Lewis, bringing you all the latest information in the world of movies. Coming to theaters this week is Hail Caesar, the latest film from Joel and Ethan Coen, the brothers previously responsible for modern masterpieces including Fargo, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou, and No Country for Old Men. A tongue-in-cheek mystery set in Hollywood in the 1950s, the story follows Josh Brolin as an industry fixer on the trail of George Clooney's Baird Whitlock, a movie star who vanishes in the midst of filming an ancient Rome epic entitled Hail Caesar. A $100,000 ransom and a secret society known as the Future stand in the way of finding Whitlock, and the increasingly wacky array of supporting characters are brought to life by an all-star lineup featuring Ray Fiennes, Jonah Hill, Scarlett Johansson, Frances McDormand, Tilda Swinton, and Channing Tatum. Also new to theaters this week is Pride and Prejudice and Zombies, the big screen adaptation of Seth Grahame-Smith's horror-oriented riff on Jane Austen's novel, in which classic literary lovers Elizabeth Bennet and Mr. Darcy find themselves face-to-face with hordes of zombies after a plague devastates 19th century Britain. Lily James and Sam Riley star alongside Game of Thrones' Lena Headey and Charles Dance, and the film is directed by Burr Steers, previously responsible for Zac Efron Vehicles 17 Again and Charlie St. Cloud. Lastly for this week is The Choice, a romantic drama based on Nicholas Sparks' novel of the same name. Benjamin Walker and Teresa Palmer star as Travis and Gabby, two young lovers who meet as neighbors in their tiny North Carolina town and eventually find themselves facing life's greatest triumphs and tragedies side by side. Tom Wilkinson and True Detective's Alexandra Daddario co-star, while television producer Ross Katz directs. All three of these films can be seen in theaters nationwide starting this Friday, February 5th, and as always, be sure to check your local listings for special Thursday night screenings in the area. That's all for today in the world of movies. I'm Joseph Lewis.
I'm Tyler Out of 91.3 WLMU and LMU Community TV, and here's your concert calendar for the week of February 4th, 2015. Coming Friday, February 5th to the Orange Peel in Asheville is a band that tends to frequent our area, Blackberry Smoke. The modern Southern rockers have been selling out venues all over the world and recently have grown so popular that they've had to start doing multiple night runs in some cities. Blackberry Smoke is a band that serves as a visual and musical reminder of the days in rock and roll when bands like Lynyrd Skynyrd ruled the airwaves. I'm Tyler Out of 91.3 WLMU and LMU Community TV, and that's your concert calendar for this week.
And that's going to do it for this week's LMU Community TV News Weekend Edition. For everyone here at LMU Community TV News, I'm Ashley Hurley. Have a great weekend.